I am making pinwheel cookies. First, you have to, in a large mixing bowl, stir together flour, baking powder, and salt. I'm making a mess.
It's okay, you can do it.
Half teaspoon baking powder, half teaspoon salt,
Stir.
stir, stir. We'll beat butter and sugar with electric mixer until light and fluffy. So we are softening the butter. So we need 1 1/3 cups of granulated sugar. That's a lot of sugar. We're putting the butter in, 1 cup.
You have a third of a cup there, you're gonna put.
And a third.
Okay.
Beat it with an electric mixer until it's light and fluffy, which is about 2 minutes. So some changes that can be made to make the recipe a little bit healthier is to substitute the white flour and put part of whole grain flour in there. Whole egg, you can just use egg whites. And so you can make these gluten-free or vegan. Add 1 egg at a time and beat after each addition. Looks like in the bowl right now after the eggs, the sugar, and the butter were added.
And it looks like.
And it's light and fluffy. Okay, add vanilla. 2 teaspoons vanilla.
I do.
1, 2.
And beat on low.
Add our flour mixture and beat on low until just combined.
How much more you got in there?
A lot.
I'll put more.
So now we're going to melt our chocolate, and we need 2 ounces of it, and this bar is 4 ounces, so we're going to use half of it. Okay, so a new procedure involved to prepare the recipe is melting chocolate, since we haven't done that in class. And normally you'd use a double boiler. But since we don't have one of those, another way you can do it is just by putting it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Another new procedure used in this recipe, this is a refrigerator cookie. We'll do drop cookies, which is like chocolate chip cookies or oatmeal cookies. But for this recipe, you have to put the dough in the fridge and let it cool before you can take it out and form it and cook it. Now, for step 2, we're going to divide the dough in half. Now we're going to form 1/2 into a 4-inch by 4-inch square and then wrap it in plastic wrap. And set aside. So sticky! This is my square.
Slip this pen in there.
So now we're going to add the melted chocolate into the other half of the dough. Now we're going to beat in the chocolate until combined. What the chocolate dough looks like. Now we're going to form the chocolate dough into a 4-inch by 4-inch square like we did with the other one and wrap it in plastic wrap. Now we're going to take both the doughs and refrigerate them for at least 30 minutes. While I'm waiting for the dough to chill, I'm going to clean up my workspace. Okay, now for step 3, on the parchment paper, we're going to roll the vanilla dough into a 16-inch by 12-inch rectangle at about 1/8 inch thick. Okay, so now that we rolled out the vanilla one, we're going to do the same thing to the chocolate one.
Very good.
This is. So now we're going to flip the chocolate dough onto the vanilla dough. Now we're going to peel away the parchment paper. Cut the dough horizontally in half. Now we're going to roll each half into a tight log.
There you go.
Now we put the log in saran wrap, we're going to put it in the fridge for about 3 hours, and we're going to roll the other half too. Yeah, now we're going to refrigerate these for 3 hours. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Now we have to line the cookie sheets with parchment paper. You take the logs and we're going to slice them into 1/4 inch pieces. Now we have to put the cookies in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. And they are done!